this ating economic growth or economic expansion. Alam natin yung mga interest rates. Ayan. At yung epekto nito sa ating economic expansion. Well, and then, yung ating mga reserves, kasama yan. When the economy needs to be stimulated, yung ating mga reserves will lower the interest rates, which will decrease, of course, the borrowing cost. Diba? At kapag nangyari yon, ang mga businesses at saka mga consumers are more inclined to spend their discretionary income as the borrowing money becomes very cheap. So, in situations like that, saving excess cash is not favorable, sabi. Therefore, mga mga individuals at mga companies increase their investment and spending activity. Now, during the economic crash of 2020, yung ating pandemic, no? Which was precipitated by the COVID-19 pandemic, yung sudden appearance of this virus, COVID virus, its rapid spread and uncertainty about how communicable this disease and how lethal it might be sent to financial markets and economies, bigla siya nag-spiraling down worldwide. Kaya nga tayo nag-lockdown. Diba? So yung economic crash of 2020 was caused by the sudden worldwide spread of the COVID-19 coronavirus. Bagsak talaga ang ating ekonomiya. Hindi na naman tayo lahat, diba? Na alam naman natin na sabi ka sa China. Okay? Pero may mga hearsay na parang Ilano, etc. And those are hearsay pa lang naman. Hearsay lang naman. So, how the government manage this? The managing economic cycles, diba? Ang gobyerno, ang mga financial institutions, ang mga investors, they manage the force and effects of these economic cycles differently. Magkakaiba. During recession, ang government may use yung sinatawag nating expansionary fiscal policy, diba? And yung rapid deficit spending. Now, it can also try contractionary fiscal policy by taxing and running a budget surplus para daw ma-reduce yung aggregate spending to prevent the economy from overheating during expansion. Kasi pangit din yung sobrang dami, sobrang expansion, nag-overheat na. Yun yung sinasabi nila, no? In managing economic cycles. Ang central banks naman natin, they may use monetary policy. When the cycle hits a downturn, no, ang central bank can lower interest rates. Or they can implement expansionary monetary policy also to boost spending and investment. Pero pagdating sa expansion, they can employ contractionary monetary policy. Paano? Tataasan nila yung interest rates and showing the flow of credit into the economy. So, during the expansion, investors often find opportunities in technology, in capital goods and energy sectors. Para when the economy contracts, investors may purchase companies that thrive during recessions, katulad yung mga sa utilities, sa healthcare, yan. Kaya yung apat na cycle na to are very important, no? Very important because these stages or these cycles of economic cycle, these stages of the economic cycle is on circular movement of the economy, of the business as it moves from yung expansion to contraction. So it is characterized by growth and contraction. Okay? So, what else? It is therefore, class, napaka-imposible to foretell what the state of various economies will be when it is all shaken out. It is equally impossible as well to predict how long it will be. Although sinabi nga dyan ay 4 to 5 years, no? But mahirap, napaka-imposible hulaan, no? So, i-predict how long it will be until things approach anything that looks remotely like yung normal na ang economy, diba? Kaya ang mga businesses and investors, of course, they need to manage their strategy over economic cycles. Yung bang not so much to control them, but to survive them and perhaps profit from them, diba? So yun yung kagandahan doon sa ating how you manage this economic and business cycles sa kanya-kanyang stage or period. Okay? So, yun ang insights ko sa report ninyong tatlo. Tatlo lang, ano? Okay. Okay, so any question, class? Or siguro wala magpo-question kasi sasabihin mo na hahaba, tatagal. Baka hindi makareport yung susunod. Okay, the next group. Are you ready? Nandiyan na ba? Kompleto na sila, lady? Lady?
Hi, Prof.
Kompleto ka na?
Wala pa po sila ni Ray at saka ni Ma'am Gladys, Prof.
So, ilan
Ako
lang
na lang
kayo?
siguro.
Oh, sige. After you, meron pa bang isang grupo?
Kami po, Prof.
Sige. Jo. Kompleto kayo, Jo.
Yes po.
Paano, lady? Unahin ko sila, Jo.
Okay na po.
Sige, Jo. Okay. Take it away.
Ma'am Elaine.
Yung classmates. So, bali po ang first presenter, sila po, Ma'am Madeline and Ma'am Elaine Coach.
Mayroon na po, Ma'am Elaine. Screen.
Wala pa, Ma'am.
Ay, hindi pa.
Yung
Wala pa.
wala pa, Ma'am. Para siyang, ayan, Ma'am.
Okay na. Sige.
Ay, bumalik siya, Ma'am. Good evening, Prof. and classmates.
Evening.
So our report will be Global Real Estate Economics. Medyo broad po siya na topic, so we have divided our presentation po into two. So mauuna po kaming mag-present and then sila Ma'am Jobs po. Sige po, Ma'am. Please.
Time for your deep work.
Pwede pa po siyang lakihan konti, Ma'am. Thank you, Ma'am. So, global real estate economics refers to the study of the economic factors that influence the real estate market on a global scale. Some of the key characteristics of global real estate economics are the following. First po is the market cycles. As what the previous reporters have discussed, we have 4 market cycles. If you remember, recovery, expansion, hypersupply, recession. So the global real estate market is subject to cycles of boom and bust with periods of rapid price appreciation followed by periods of market correction and price declines. So yun nga po yung 4 na cycles. So, hindi ko na po elaborate kasi medyo mahaba and then natakal na rin po natin. But for brief, lang po, yung recovery, it's when the market stabilizes, the prices begin to recover, and the excess space begins to be absorbed. So, the vacancy rates begins to approach equilibrium during this cycle. Next is expansion. The new construction begins and the hypersupply, wala po dito sa the hypersupply or oversupply, the vacancy begins to increase, then more houses and there are more houses and less active buyers. And then for recession, the housing prices fall dramatically. Next po, please. Next is the cross-border investment. Cross-border investment means investing in a company incorporated under the laws of another country, either the individual capacity by buying shares or in the capacity of a company by way of mergers and acquisition and or forming a new company or taking over an existing company. So cross-border investment in real estate economics is characterized by increasing trend of cross-border investment as investors seek to diversify their portfolios and capitalize on emerging markets and favorable exchange rates. So, ano lang po, additional info lang na in May 2021, the Philippines joined ASEAN Cross-Border Investment Pact together with Malaysia, Singapore, and Thailand. Next is regional variation. While there are some common trends in the global real estate market, there is also significant regional variation with different factors influencing the market in different parts of the world. Next po, please. Next, asset classes. Asset classes are best described as a grouping of investments or financial vehicles that all maintain somewhat similar characteristics. This encompasses a wide range of asset classes including residential, commercial, industrial, and hospitality properties, each with its own set of market dynamics and investment strategies. Actually, we have three traditional asset classes po. Yung first, equities or stocks. Next, cash equivalents or money market. Third, fixed income or bonds. But the two common alternative asset classes are commodities and real estate. And we are focusing more on real estate. Next is regulatory environment. The regulatory environment for real estate varies widely around the world with different legal frameworks, tax structures, and zoning laws affecting the market in different ways. In definition, a regulated environment is basically any controlled environment. So how does this affect the business? They include tax policies, monetary policies, fiscal policy, government policies, regulatory policy, property right policies. And these policies can allow for business growth or prevent growth of business. So the policies differ in different parts of the world. The policy here in the Philippines may be different sa other parts like sa US or other countries po. Next is urbanization. Urbanization is the process by which large numbers of people become permanently concentrated in relatively small areas, forming cities. So the global trend of urbanization is driving demand for real estate in urban areas, particularly in emerging markets where rapid population growth is creating new investment opportunities. And the definitions of urban may vary considerably in each country. Example po, in the US, they use urban place to mean any locality where more than 2,500 people live. And then, in comparison, sa Peru po, the term is applied to population centers with 100 or more dwellings. And here in the Philippines po, there are two measures of the degree of urbanization of a population. First is the urban population. This describes the percentage of the total population living in urban areas as defined by the country. And then the second measure is the rate of urbanization. This describes the projected average rate of change of the size of the urban population over the given period of time. So, may different po na yung parang process na or yung anong tawag dito, hindi ko maano yung term, sorry po. Parang basis po. So, in different countries, parang different po ang basis ng urbanization. Next is technological innovation. The real estate industry is increasingly influenced by technological innovation with advances in data analytics, smart building systems, and blockchain technology changing the way investors, developers, and occupiers interact with the market. So, technology po continues to be a catalyst for change in all areas of business and industry, and the real estate market is no exception. Like today po, makikita po natin, we are more mobile and more connected than ever before, which means that businesses can operate anywhere. So, yun po. Next. Overall, the global real estate, ma'am, pabalik lang ng konti po. Economics is a complex and dynamic field that requires a deep understanding of economic, political, social, and technological trends, as well as the legal and regulatory frameworks that govern real estate markets around the world. Yung next topic po namin is situation analysis. So the global real estate market is a complex and dynamic system that is influenced by a wide range of economic, political, and social factors. To conduct a situation analysis of global real estate economics, it's important to consider several key factors, including the following. First, the global economic trends. The overall health of the global economy can have a significant impact on the real estate market. Factors such as interest rates, inflation, and GDP growth rates can affect demand for real estate, as well as the availability of financing and investment capital. The next is political and regulatory factors. The changes in government policies or regulations, such as tax policies, zoning laws, or environmental regulations, can impact real estate values and investment strategies. Ma'am Mads. Si Ma'am Madeline na po ang magko-continue, ma'am. Thank you po.
Okay.
Good evening. So we are now in demographic trends. So demographic trends shifts in population demographics such as aging population, age, changes in those populations can affect different types of lifestyle such as residential, commercial.
Wala ka signal, ma'am.
Ma'am Madeline, hindi po marinig. Baka
Ay, sorry.
po sa signal po.
Ay, okay. Sorry. Pero may may slides po.
Opo.
May slides po, tsaka may voice din naman po, pero ano lang po. Hindi lang po
Mahina.
masyadong yan. Opo.
Pero marinig nyo na po ako. Okay na.
Okay na, ma'am.
Okay, so next. Environmental and sustainability concerns. So, growing awareness of climate change and sustainability issues is leading to increased demand for green buildings and sustainable real estate practices, as well as changes in land use patterns and development strategies. So, our environment can also affect our real estate business. And for example, in other projects, they put more trees that can attract the buyers so that they will parang maka-attract sila na itong subdivision, they are more into environmental aspect, or pro sila sa environment natin. So overall, conducting a situation analysis of global real estate economic requires a holistic and interdisciplinary approach, taking into account a range of economic, political, social, and environmental factors that influence the market. So Now we are now in global listings. So global listing refers to the properties that are listed for sale or rent in different parts of the world, including residential, commercial, and industrial properties. The availability and quality of global listings are important factors that influence the global real estate market, as they affect the supply of real estate and the investment opportunities available to buyers and investors. So, some of the key factors that impact the availability and quality of global listing includes: number one, we have market transparency. The level of market transparency varies widely around the world, with some market offering more comprehensive data on property sales and rental prices than others. This can impact the availability and accuracy of global listing, particularly in emerging markets where data collection and reporting may be less robust. Next, economic conditions. The economic conditions in a given market can impact the availability and quality of global listings. With weaker economies experiencing lower demand for real estate and potentially lower quality listings. About legal and regulatory environment. The legal and regulatory environment in a given market can impact the availability and quality of global listings, with some markets offering more favorable tax structures, zoning laws, and property rights protection than others. Now we will go to cultural and linguistic differences. The cultural and linguistic differences between markets can also impact the availability and quality of global listing, as well as the ease with which buyers and investors can navigate the market. The increasing use of technology in real estate industry is also impacting the availability and quality of global listing, with online platforms, mobile apps making it easier for buyers and investors to search for properties across different markets. Overall, the availability and quality of global listing are important factors to consider when analyzing the global real estate market, as they can impact the investment opportunities available to buyers and investors, as well as the overall health of the market. That's all po. Next. Ma'am Jones.
Okay po. Thank you.
Hello? Meron pa? Sa group nyo?
Yes po, Prof. Yung may addition.
Wait lang, bro.
Kita na po.
Yes.
Okay na.
Okay po. Good evening po ulit. Naririnig naman po. No?
Yes.
So, globally naman na po, sir, Proof and classmates, sa global real estate economics, we have uh, mga researchers, Jo Marie Vilgar, Marisa Ogalino, Maria Elaine Rose Coaching, and Ms. Madeline Padilla. So ngayon po, i-discuss ko po yung situation analysis. So situation analysis, the real estate industry is a key driver of the Philippine economy, generating gross value added of nearly 529 billion Philippine pesos in 2021. Due to the growing middle-class population and the sustained remittances from overseas Filipino workers or OFWs, Filipinos' purchasing and investing power in real estate properties had been gradually increasing in recent years. A residential real estate in the Philippines comprises a wide range of residential properties, from public and private housing to mid-range subdivisions, condominiums, and high-class villages. In 2020, a survey revealed that most Filipino households live in a single house unit, with more than half owning the property or having an owner-like possession. For metropolitan cities like Metro Manila, renting apartments, purchasing rent-to-own units in subdivisions, and taking a lease in a condominium is quite common. The average selling price would depend on the area of the property, reaching as much as 220,000 Philippine pesos per square meter for a condo unit. For the characteristics,
Miss Jo,
the large density.
po, ano mo po, slide mo po.
Hindi gumagalaw.
Apo.
Walang slide. Okay na po?
Hindi lang siya gumagalaw.
Slide.
Okay.
Na-static siya sa dun sa first slide lang.
Ano po?
I-click lang po, ma'am.
Ay, okay. Dito na po ako sa...
Click ka lang sa susunod na slide.
Okay na po?
Yan, okay
Apo.
na.
Okay na po.
Wait up. For the characteristics na po, with a large density of tourists, an increasing number of expatriates, and numerous investment opportunities provided by the government, the Philippine real estate industry is a thriving and robust market that actively caters to the needs of its growing population. So investors, entrepreneurs, and organizations that wish to start a business in the Philippines will likely need to set up a headquarters or back office space to operate smoothly in the country. So, from business real estate to commercial real estate, this article will provide thorough detail about the real estate landscape of the Philippines and how you can take advantage of the opportunities provided in the industry. So, summarize naman po, no? To summarize po dito sa situation analysis. Situation analysis is systematically conducted in business, aimed at evaluating the internal and external factors of the business, policy, product, or service, performance, strategy, and it aimed at identifying the strengths and weaknesses. Then, pag sinabi po natin din na situation analysis po, we talk about situation market audits. Basically, situation analysis is same meaning with market audits. So, as summary po nito, it defines where you are today in terms of your product, market, customer, and competition. So, that's all po for the situation analysis. Ang next presenter po si Mama Lisa Ogalino.
Good evening, Prof. Good evening, classmates. Okay, in 2021, there has been an influx of inbound foreign investments in the Philippines amounting to 36 billion worth of investments from various countries. According to the Philippine Statistics Authority or PSA, countries such as the United States, Taiwan, and Japan have made investment pledges around 13 billion, 4.4 Slides please.
Sorry po.
4.4 billion and 4.3 billion respectively. Next slide please. Following that, more real estate investments is expected to be driven by the BPO industry in 2022. The leasing in condominiums and others properties is expected to increase over the next 18 months as more foreign companies turn to Philippines offshoring and outsourcing. Next, yung kila Miss Madeline, ma'am, summary.
Bali, okay na daw po.
Okay na po yun.
That's all na po.
Oh, that's all. Thank you
so
po.
much po.
Thank you po.
Thank you po.
Any question, class, about the global real estate situation? Ako isa lang tanong ko sa grupo about this. What can you say about? Can you explain or compare the real estate practices between our country and other countries? You can cite at least one country na lang. Try to compare that with the Philippines real estate practices natin. Ano sa tingin niyo? Parehas ba? What does it look like? Parehas lang ba ang mga practices natin around the world?
Prof,
Yes.
I think po meron po may mga differences po talaga siguro. Kasi like yung isa-cite ko lang po yung isang instant lang po yung sample lang talaga. Kasi according po sa friend ko po, baka lang po sa kanila lang sa sa isang part lang po, like sa Ireland po kasi siya.
Okay.
Nag-mention po siya na may scarcity po ng housing sa kanila.
Oo.
Kasi daw po, yung mga developers daw po nagte-take over nung yung mga houses po. Parang binibili po nila and then they have the houses rented po. So yung iba po nahihirapan po na ayun, na bumili po nung talaga. Yun lang po, yung parang additional na lang po.
Yeah. So, you may say na it varies, no, from country to country.
Yes po.
Yeah. Base doon sa experience ng kaibigan mo or relative mo, that the real estate practices among countries varies, no? It varies from country to country. Depende sa sitwasyon. But not in, let's say, for instance, in US, hindi hindi naman nakaka-experience ng ganyan, katulad ng sa Ireland, no? But it is important, class, to be, in summary, no, or just a piece of advice, kung kayo ay magbuko around the world, you will venture or you will have a real estate practice in other countries, di ba? Malay nyo, baka mapunta kayo doon at doon kayo magkaroon ng ganyang career, no? Kasi may mga kaibigan ako doon ng mga real estate agents. Alam niyo ba sa US, ang laki ng kita talaga nila, yung mga broker doon. To them, real estate, they don't have the degree, this degree of our degree, which is Bachelor of Science in Real Estate, no? Pilipinas, as far as I know, ay hindi ko pa na-research. Ang alam ko, Pilipinas pa lang ang meron nito na degree program. Others, like in US, you will just take the exam, then you're gonna have seminars, attended seminars, alam ko. Then you will be a member of such, katulad sa atin, mga iba-ibang association ng real estate doon. Then kukuha ka ng exam nila. So, hindi siya degree kung tutuusin para naging isang real estate agent ka doon and broker, no? Pero, as far as nakikita ko doon, malaki ang kita, malaki talaga ang kita nila. So, again, going back, real estate practices around the world vary from country to country. So, it is important for us for a real estate practitioner to be educated in the practices in those countries kung saan mo gusto mag-engage. So, you can what? You can best prepare your clients to the process, even yourself. Diba? Always remember, iba-iba rin ang kultura. So, as always, kapag you want to conduct real estate business in another country, you make sure na you are connected doon sa mga, sinabi ko nga, may mga association yan, agents in that country, to be sure that you are not violating any laws or regulations nila. Diba? Iba ang culture, iba ang policies, iba ang practices. So, yun ang pinaka-importante. You need to be educated first in the practices ng bansa na yon na which you wanted to venture. Okay? Ganun yun, class. We know for a fact that real estate, especially the residential real estate market, is emerging nations, no? Katulad ng yung mga sa urbanization, major cities, no? In emerging nations like yung sa India, China, yung mga yan, sa Brazil, Argentina, and others, they are fast expanding and require additional housing to accommodate people migrating from various regions of their country. Okay? So, ang outlook natin sa global real estate, of course, is what makes today's environment complicated is that we are not facing a real estate crisis. We are facing an inflationary crisis. Although, yung mga shocks na binigay sa atin ng mga while the external shocks that na-discuss na mention yun, na example, yung mga yan sa COVID, because of the COVID, no? It has completely disrupted the economy, but most real estate sectors continue to hold up well, di ba? From fundamental perspective. Diba? So, ganun lang, class. So, again, sa piece of advice, kung gusto mong mag-venture in other countries and practice this real estate, you need to educate yourself, of course, in the practices ng bansa na pupuntahan mo, so that you can prepare your clients and prepare yourself, and you make sure that you are not violating any laws nila and regulations, so that you easily adapt with their culture and practices. Okay? So, yan. So, again, magkaiba. It varies from country to country. Okay? Next, any insights or may share ba kayo? Maganda yung senior ni Elaine, ano? That's from Ireland, Elaine.
If
Yes,
I may,
Gino?
Prof. Yes,
Yes,
po.
Gino.
Actually, tama yung sabi mo, Prof. Especially sa US and even Australia, ganun din kasi. They don't have yet the what we call this, the degree
Yeah.
in real estate, But you just, parang before, ganun din sa atin, Prof. Papasa ka lang sa DTI, then you'll be a broker. Then, pero iba kasi, Prof, yung level of professionalism pagdating sa kanila kahit wala silang degree. Yun lang yung medyo maganda sa kanila.
Yes.
Then one more thing po, I once had a client na naging buyer namin dito sa Pilipinas, pero rin siya, real estate practitioner siya sa Dubai. Doon naman, ang nakita ko naman is, about the practice, halos parehas lang. Kaya lang, they're more on technology than us during that time. Pero ang maganda sa kanila is yung banking loan process nila ngayon, it's very lenient, napakadali. Parang a matter of an hour or two, tapos lahat yung proseso.
Kasi
Ganun sila.
kasi Gino, ang global real estate market kasi sa global real estate market, naka-segmented ng tatlong segmentation lang sila, market segmentation. Yung una by type, kung real estate rental, real estate agency, or real estate brokerage. Yung pangalawa is by mode, online ba, offline, ayan, tama, technology. And then yung pangalong market segment nila is by property type, kung fully furnished, sa atin, how is our real estate market segmented? Parang,
Marami pa, Prof.
diba, mas marami tayo, no? Mas malawak ang ating real estate market.
Yes, Prof. Starting from socialize hanggang high-end. Marami-rami pang segmentation yan.
Correct. Okay, so thank you for that, Gina. Next, meron pa ba tayo reporter? Lady, mukhang ikaw na lang. Okay na kung nag-iisa ka lang. It's okay. Matapos lang yung ano mo. At least we had three topics for tonight. Lady, andyan ka pa ba?
Hi, Prof. Yes po.
Sige, okay lang kahit ikaw na lang mag-isa.
Okay, sige po. Mabilis lang naman po. Report ko na lang po yung sa kanila ni
Yes, yes.
Gladys Expressor Ray po, ma'am. Nag-share screen na po ba, Prof?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Meron na po.
Okay, thank you po. Hi everyone, hi classmates, hi Prof. Good evening po. So, this is our report about major types of economic indicators. Okay, so there are five major economic indicators. First is inflation. Second is employment. Third is housing. Fourth is spending. And fifth is confidence. Okay, so let's start with inflation. So we all know that inflation is a rise in prices, which can be translated as the decline of purchasing power over time. Okay, so in an inflationary environment, unevenly rising prices inevitably reduce the purchasing power of some consumers, and this erosion of real income is the single biggest cost of inflation. Inflation can also distort purchasing power over time for recipients and payers of fixed interest rates. Okay, so effects of inflation. First, it reduces purchasing power. Second, lowers savings. And then increase in cost of living, decreased investment, increase in interest rate, economic inequalities, effects on growth, and lastly is uncertainty. Okay, so the question is how inflation affects the economy of the Philippines. So inflation leads to an increase in the price of necessities, products, or services. Okay, so the weaker peso means investors from other countries will be less likely to invest in products made in the Philippines. Okay. So second is employment. Creating jobs helps the economy by GDP or gross domestic product. When an individual is employed, they are paid by their employer. This results in them having money to spend on food, clothing, entertainment, and in a variety of other areas. Third, housing. Rising house prices generally encourage consumer spending and lead to higher economic growth due to the wealth effect. A sharp drop in house prices adversely affects consumer confidence and construction and leads to lower economic growth. Or falling house prices can contribute to economic recession. Okay, so how does housing affect the development in a country? Okay, so the housing sector may support poverty reduction and inclusive growth in two general ways. First, Housing construction contributes to economic output, creates employment, and generates a demand for materials and related services. Second, it improved housing raises the standard of living of occupants. Okay. So fourth, spending. If consumers spend too much of their income now, future economic growth could be compromised because of insufficient savings and investment. Consumer spending is naturally very important to businesses. The more money consumers spend at a given company, the better that company tends to perform. Okay, so why is consumer spending an important economic indicator? Consumer spending is an important economic indicator because it usually coincides with the overall consumer confidence in a nation's economy. High consumer confidence indicators usually relate to higher levels of consumer spending in the economic market. Okay, last, confidence. So the increase in consumer spending in turn helps the economy sustain its expansion. If for some reason consumer confidence declines, consumers become less certain about their financial prospects and they begin to spend less money. This is this in turn affects businesses as they begin to experience a decrease in sales. Okay, so why consumer confidence is an important economic indicator? So this consumer confidence indicator provides an indication of future developments of households' consumption and saving. Based upon answers regarding their expected financial situation, their sentiment about the general economic situation, unemployment, and capability of savings. Okay, so thank you for listening. So that's all, Prof. Very short presentation.
About economic indicators.
Yes, Prof.
Okay. I only have one question. What is the impact of economic indicators to real estate market with our real estate market? Anong epekto ng mga economic indicators that you have discussed? Like the unemployment, the spending, and what else? The inflation rate, consumer spending, those are economic indicators, diba? Okay? So, anong epekto nito o how does it works with the real estate market natin? Or anong impact nito sa real estate market natin?
Prof, I think it's like a domino effect. Okay, so if there is inflation in real estate, meron pong parang yung last na report po namin sa finance po ba yun? Na may recession, diba?
Cycles,
Na-after natin, yes, yung parang cycle po na pag mataas lahat ng mga bilihin, parang yung pang tao hindi afford minsan makapagbili ng property at saka mataas din po yung interest rate kaya may doubt yung confidence po ng consumer to buy real estate or to invest in real estate parang mababa po.
Okay. So tama ka naman kasi yung mga there are major key indicators na minention mo, yung apat yun apat yung binanggit mo. So these are okay. So these major indicators, economic indicators are also it impacts our real estate market. Kasi may mga factors to consider yan eh. Like for instance, yung sinabi mo unemployment, di ba? Kanina, paano nakaka-apekto ang unemployment rate sa real estate market? Siyempre, di ba? The rise in unemployment rates means konti lang yung taong bibili. Fewer people can afford to buy a house. Yun ang impact nun, di ba? Nung in the real estate market, there are certain indicators that you should keep an eye on to better understand kung anong magiging future ng housing market natin. Ano-ano yon? Of course, first, we have this, yung home prices, yung presyo ng mga bahay, yan ang home. And then yung sales volume, home sales volume. Tapos yung construction. Tapos available housing inventory. And the most important one din, yung mortgage rates. Diba? Importante yan sa finance ninyo, diba? Napaka-importante ng mortgage rates. Ito yung magsusustain din pagka yung halimbawa kung mababa ang interest ng mortgage. Yan. So, these are just guide on, ito daw yung makikita natin in the next few years na we should keep an eye on these indicators, yung home prices, yung home sales volume, no? And then yung construction, and the available housing inventory, and the mortgage rates. Okay? So yan, nakita nyo kung paano ang epekto ng economic indicators to our real estate market. Because the real estate market is a good indicator na ang bansa ay magandang economy. Okay? Okay, class? Because an increase in home sales, both new and existing, in connection with an increase in housing status and building permits is a sign of economic stability and prosperity. Huwag nyo kalilimutan yun, ha? Yun ang importante. Bakit natin kailangan i-track? Why do we need to track the real estate market? It's very important. Dahil yan, pag nagtatrack ka, tracking these indicators allows assessment of the country's real estate market. Kailangan i-assess mo rin ang real estate market natin. Kasi yan yung isang pinakamagandang indicator kung gaano ka-stable ang ekonomiya ng bansa. Okay? Kaya diba, multiplier effect, remember? The multiplier effect, sino nag-report nun? Real estate and the multiplier effect. Remember yung multiplier effect theory? Sino ba nag-discuss nun? Kalimutan ko ng grupo. Okay. So, may question kayo, class? Wala na kay Lady about economic indicators? Hello?
Wala na po.
Okay, so I'll see you tomorrow for the research naman natin, ipa-finalize ko yung nagsubmit ako kay Sarkozy nung iba partially. Pero ipa-finalize natin tomorrow. Tapos na tayo sa chapters, no?
Prof, UMA, finance po tayo tomorrow.
Ay, hindi pala sa finance pala tayo tomorrow.
Saturday po tayo magre-research.
Ay, hindi lang pala, sorry. Friday lang tomorrow.
Nagmamadali ka, Prof.
Kasi yung minamadali ako ni Sarkozy sa pagpa-finalize ng listings, no? Anyway, parang may mga nagkapalit-palit ako katulad nun, may nag-text sa akin, Ma'am, si Sir Patrick po aming hindi po si Ma'am blah blah blah, nagkapalit yata, so I want to finalize the listings on Saturday. Okay? Anyway, tapos naman na tayo mag-discuss ng chapter 3, so meet and greet tayo, every meeting natin sa research, meet and greet, kumustahan, nasa na kayo? Have you already completed your chapter 1 and 2? Yeah. But of course, the first thing to do is, kailangan i-finalize ko on Saturday the listings at yung inyong, wala nang raffle, sabi ko sa inyo, hindi na ira-raffle Kaya kayo na yung pumili. Wala nang raffle. Ang sabi ko kasi sa kliyan, tagal nyo mag-raffle Pinahanap ko na yung estudyante ko ng advisor. So, yung kung sino yung napili nyo, yun na lang. Kaya lang ibabalansin natin Kasi, in all research class, grabe, landslide si Prof. Pat. Oo, landslide siya. Kaya sabi ko, alam ba ito ni Pat na halos lahat sa kanya napunta. Tingnan natin kung baka mapansin kasi ng panel ng committee sabihin, bakit puro yan? Ibonya yan. So, anyway, tingnan ko na lang. Pero ibabalansin natin yan, class. Don't worry. Lalo na yung mga bago palang nag-seek ng approval ni Sir Pat, tingnan natin muna ha, baka mapalitan dahil sobrang dami ng hawak ni Prof. Pat. Halimbawa, example lang, sa isang klase, parang 6 na grupo, kanya na agad, siya na agad advisor. Nagaloka ako pag tingin ko, hindi siguro napansin ni Pat to, hindi makatanggi. Si Prof. Mau, hindi naman talaga magkukuha yan, parang isa, dalawa lang grupo lang sa kanya kasi super busy din yung babae. Okay? Sige. So, I'll see you tomorrow class for our finance. So, sana ganito rin karami maka-report para matapos natin lahat. Okay. Please, wala. Ito pa pala ako, walang camera. Sorry. So, open your camera for our attendance check. Yung hindi maka-open, lalo na yung may ulan-ulan, di ko sabi niyo. Nag-brown out na kanina umaga, sabi ko, mag-ilaw ka at kami may klase. Okay. So, at count of 3, you give your best smile. 1, 2, 3. Okay, sige class. So, alam ko pagod na kayo kasi may mga klase pa kayo kanina ha. And have a good dinner. Bye! See you tomorrow.
Thanks, Prof.
Prof.
Bye. And congratulations pala sa reporters sa 3 groups.
Prof.
Congrats!
Thank you, Prof.
And sa mga nag-share. Thank you. Don't worry, graded naman lahat.
Thanks, Prof.
Okay. Pwede na tayo kumain. Tapos na ako.
Save mo siya.